The city of Chicago, as usual, is plumbing innovative depths of clowndom with a proposal to build government grocery stores, since the real grocery stores are fleeing the city due to predatory taxes, predatory mandates, and of course predatory shoplifters, who are doing the hard work of destabilizing American cities to usher in the revolution.
Chicago's mayor exploring the possibility of city-owned grocery stores in some Windy City neighborhoods. Mayor Brandon Johnson believes this will provide relief for communities without quality grocery stores living in those so-called food deserts.
The plan is part of Chicago mayor and unironic socialist Brandon Johnson's, quote, whole of government approach to address inequalities, which suggests everything will be free, but then, of course, everything in Chicago stores is free with a little creativity. The mayor will be partnering with the Economic Security Project, which is a nonprofit, meaning it's government funded, to take over 4 abandoned Walmarts. He also hinted that he'll have subsidies from Joe Biden, which means all Americans will get to join in and fund Chicago's whole of government approach. We could see a lot more of this, since it turns out that tolerating industrial-scale looting and shoplifting, oddly enough, leads to cities with no grocery stores. Major chains are already exiting Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles, and, of course, San Francisco. Expect more Looney Tunes from the gang as they try to keep grocery stores without arresting the people burning them. It is worth noting that the Soviet Union did try this, and it got widespread food shortages. It turns out free stuff means no stuff. Or, as Milton Friedman put it, quote, if you put the government in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years there would be a shortage of sand. Of course, the Soviet Union shot shoplifters, so we can imagine how Soviet grocery stores that welcome shoplifters will turn out. I would think they could actually just skip building the store part of it and just leave the delivery trucks open overnight to move the inventory faster. Now, Chicago already has failing schools, failing healthcare, and of course, failing public safety. And it does all of that with a $538 million budget deficit, which is about to get bigger as Chicago's finest take on the food supply. The general rule of thumb in government is if you want a problem to get bigger, have the government fix it. By that rule, it's about to get a lot harder to find food in Chicago. At some point, you're down to Amazon and Uber Eats, at least until the drivers get robbed enough. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained. What's next is, at some point, in theory, voters will rebel. Alas, America is pockmarked with cities where they did not. Instead, those who could flee did flee, leaving the inner cities to spiral into post-apocalyptic hellscapes. Between fortified elections and a regime media whose job is to sugarcoat, spin, and hide what is happening, the few voters with their eyes open could miss their chance to save the cities they love. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.